Welcome to my channel. I'm Hans, and today we are going to get smart.
Let's go!
I already have made my home very smart. I have switches and plugs, and I can pretty much walk around my whole entire house, turn lights on and off using my Alexa. Let's talk about the addition on my house. On that side of the house, it's completely different. It is like night and day between these two sides of the house. This side's all wood, that side's all drywall, and it's all white. We painted everything just stark white because it's really dark over here and it's cozy. And over there, it's just like modern and bright. Big windows. But I didn't mind having the white switches on the walls. So I installed a bunch of white switches in every room. In this side of my house, where it's all wood, it actually is cool because you could take this plate off on the front and make that any color you want to. So they had a black one available. So I made the black switch with a metal outline frame. And the reason I got that is because I wanted to not have white switches in my wood house. If I had white walls, which I do on the other side of my house, I have these all over the place because they're white, they match my walls. But I have them in my closet, bathrooms, in my guest bedroom, laundry room, the hallway and the living room, my master bathroom, master bedroom, water closet, all over the house. So they get expensive when you're paying $50 a piece for these, and you have to have a hub to run it. When I did this side of the house, it was definitely more expensive. Glad that I did what I did, and I'm really glad that I did these, and I'm excited to check this out. This is a new one. I have not played with this one yet. I'm actually excited. I'm gonna install this in my bathroom. The one that's in my bathroom I don't like. It's got a couple buttons on the top and the bottom, and it's got a couple buttons in the middle for the dimming. It's not as simple and intuitive as this. This acts just like a switch. Up is on, down is off. Up and hold, it dims up. Down and hold, it dims down. And this has got, it looks like a little slider, so you can dim it here and then you push the bottom of the button, and that's the same on this one. So you just push the bottom on and off, and then you've got this little switch here for dimming up and down. And I got kind of used to this. It was weird. Like, it didn't take me very long to not try to push up here. I just kind of push down here. And then when I go back and I go to the other side of the house and I've got this one where I need to hit the top of the button, I catch myself hitting the bottom of the button and nothing happens. These ones, the reason I liked them so much is they were really cheap. Really cheap. I think that two of these were $45, where one of these is about maybe even 50 bucks. I'm gonna show you the install, shows you exactly how to do it and do it the correct way so you don't get electrocuted and you don't ruin your switch. Today we're gonna go ahead and install some smart switches. We're gonna install 3 or 4 different kinds because I wanna test a few out and see which ones I like, which ones are easy to install, which ones are a little bit more difficult, the instructions. I'll show you how to get into the apps and do all that, but right now I'm just gonna show you basic install. Here we go. User manual. You wanna read this. This is mainly about the app. This particular plug we have to have a neutral on. Be the hot coming in. You've got your neutral coming in, you've got your ground coming in, and then the brown is gonna be going out to the light. First of all, always make sure your power is off at the breaker when you start doing this. You don't want to just start grabbing wires and shock yourself. I've got my neutral, I've got my hot and my ground right here, and then I've got out to my light. So we're gonna go green to the to the ground. We're gonna do the white to the white. This is where this installation gets a little bit tricky because we need to get this to the light bulb and we need that from the live. I don't know which one of these is which. So in order to figure that out, I'm gonna need to get a electrical tester and test which side comes on when I turn the power back on the breaker. I know that that goes to the light bulb. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this one to the brown and I'm gonna set the black one to the live. The other nice thing is in the box it came with screws to screw into the J-box here. And I'm going to just assume that because I can read it this way, that it's going to go in this way. When you push your wires in, you want to make sure all your wire nuts are nice and tight and nothing's going to come loose once you push them in. I like to push my grounds in all the way to the back as far as I can, and then kind of fold everything up this way so that there's a nice fold in all those wires as I push the rest of these in. Now you'll see there's kind of a little springy action, so when I push the rest of these in, it's going to push right in like that. And then you just want to make sure you center those things. I like to get both of them in before I actually tighten it down. And depending on how close your J-box is, like that one is a little loose, but I just want to center everything, make sure it's up and down straight, and then just tighten that up a little tiny bit, like right there, it's not moving. And then we can just pop the plate on it. I should be able to just push this, turn it on. This should dim it down, that should dim it up, and there should be a little light indicating where it is. I don't know if that stays on, but I'll show you when we get it done. Messing with any wires, you want to make sure that your panel has the switch off. So I know that my panel's not even hooked up, so I'm safe to be grabbing a hold of these wires and moving stuff around. So these are some of my favorite switches. This is the GE. I have these, it's a Z-Wave. They're all in my house right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and install one of these just so you can see why I like them. Nice big gigantic user manual, so if you have bad eyes you can read it. It comes with white, but you can get black and tan and gray as far as the plate covers, and you can switch the actual switch cover out. So you have a little bit more of an option with these ones. These are a little bit more expensive also, but we'll go ahead and install one so you can see how they work. When you get it out of the box, the nice thing is it actually comes with yellow one. I don't know what you call that. Yucky something, I don't know. But you do have to have your common hooked up. So it comes with a little pigtail for your common, which is really nice. So you don't have to go out and buy a bunch of little pieces of wire. You just use the thing that comes with it. I have all my power going in here, and then I've got my switch right here, and I've already pigtailed out. So I'm just gonna have to hook this on. I don't need to use their pigtail. If this wasn't here, I could go into this wire nut here with this and then be able to pigtail onto there. One of the really nice things about the GE is that it's got these little push pin things, so you just push your wires into those. It even has one for your ground back here, the common. You want to make sure that this is not sitting flat in there, I think. I don't know, let's try it. What happens if we do this? When you're putting these in, you want to have it facing you like this so you can see them. Slide your wires in like that and then tighten them up. There's a number here. Make sure that number's right side up when you put it in, and then this will be off and this will be on. I like this installation because it's really clean. There's not a lot of wire nuts beyond where you're coming out. Typically when you have a switch that you would be replacing, you would have, this would be going from your hot to your light, and then your ground is always your ground, and your common, you would have to find your common wire and put that pigtail here to get that there, and you have to have that in order for it to have power all the time so it can connect to the internet and be smart. So because I have a little bit of space there, I'm just gonna push it all the way over and try to center that so when I put my plate on, my plate should cover both sides of that and it should look great. So I just got done installing the second dimmable light, a smart home light. I put it in my second bedroom. I have two wires coming to the top and one in the bottom of this box. So there's a bunch of wire nuts. There's already a bunch of wires in there. This one had the 4 wire nuts and the 4 wires on the back side that have to be hooked up. I didn't really like that because pushing all that stuff in here was really difficult. So again, I really am favoring that GE just because it's such a clean install. This was something that I found pretty interesting. There's Zigbee, there's SmartThings, there's Z-Wave. So there's a bunch of different kinds of signals that these things are sending out. Now, when I first set up my house, I just went for it. I was gonna do all my plugs and I just spent a bunch of money just to get it right the way I wanted it, and I use these GE plugs. To run this, you have to have this. So these two will talk to each other, and then this one will keep all of the plugs lined up and in order and working, and then this part will talk to my Alexa. This plug, I don't need to have this hub. It doesn't connect to this hub. This goes directly into my Amazon. So my Amazon Alexa app will connect right onto this. I'll operate this, I can control it from my iPad. And this is just scratching the surface. This is all the basic stuff. One of the other cool things that I found was this guy here, and it's actually just a actuator that turns. So if you have blinds that move up and down, this thing, you just loop the blinds right around that thing, and this, you give it an in point and an out point, when to stop and when to start. And you can tell it to go halfway, you can tell it to go all the way, and you can have it move your blinds up and down. There's tons more stuff. I just got a garage door opener. It'll tell me if my garage door is open. It'll recognize when I leave my house with my phone, and it'll ring me and say, hey, you left your garage door open, you want to close it. No matter where you are in the world, you can close it. Or if you go, oh man, did I leave it open? You can just check it and see if it's open anywhere. You could be sitting at the airport going, oh no, I forgot to close my garage door. Everybody's gonna steal my beer out of my fridge. And then you go, no, wait a minute. I can close it right here on my phone. So we've got all of this stuff. Now we gotta install it and use it and have it be practical and hook it up to our Alexas and all of that. And this works almost exactly identical with an Alexa as it does with a Google smart home thing. So however you want to do it, use your own thing. I personally have been using Alexa for a long time and I just like it. In my studio here, I have all these plugs that are running these lights actually plugged into Alexa. So when I come in to make a video, I can just say, turn on my lights. I'm using these. They're these little puck things and they work really well. It took me a little while to figure out how to set them up and get them actually connected to my system. But once I got them there, they have not failed me. And then we have more plugs and we have more plugs. Enough talking, let's get busy doing, and let's install all of this stuff in the house. Alexa, turn off Flick 5 set.